Q1, that's 500, that's 50, sorry. Then I can cancel out some zeros. After I've done that, I'll say 1 multiplied by 1, that's 1. -4 multiplied by 5, that's -20. So I'll just transpose it this side. So I'll say EP is equals to 1 divided by -20, that's -0.05. So my final answer is 0.05. The negative just represents the law of demand, which means there's negative relationship, and my EP here is less than 1.